Hello, sports fans. This is the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker, your source for the sports betting industry 24/7. Sit back, relax, and listen as Mr. Bookmaker highlights what's happening right now in the world of sports. So, without further ado, here's your host, Art Eftekhari.
All right. Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. I'm your host, Art Eftekhari. Glad you could join us. Remember, if you need links to the best European, Asian, and United States-friendly bookmaker sites, make sure you check out our webpage. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. We got the Bookmaker 101 basics, steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Our bookmaker guide is available to download. We even got betting picks, strategies, and tips. And to kick things off, it is time for A to Z sports betting lingo. The word for today is scout. Now you're wondering, what is a scout? I'm not talking about a person that works for a sports club that tries to find talent. No. Instead, I'm talking about bettors that wait for what they consider to be a sure win betting opportunity. So those of you scouts out there, I know you're doing your homework, and I'm glad you're listening to the Bookmaker Podcast. And to get things started off, I am on bet365.com. That's www.bet365.com. And I'm really excited that the Eredivisie is starting. And what is the Eredivisie? Let's see. First of all, I'm not from the Netherlands, but I'm talking about the top flight of football in the Netherlands. Who are the teams that are favored to go all the way? No surprise, you got Ajax 11-8, PSV Eindhoven 11-8 as well. Watch out for that race this entire season. Then you got Feyenoord of Rotterdam 4-1 odds. Now let's go to the teams that basically have no chance. There are 5 teams right now that have odds really stacked up against them. 5 of those teams, the odds are 1,000-1. And who are those teams? You got Excelsior, NAC Breda, VVV Venlo, love the name of that team, Roda JC, and Sparta Rotterdam. Not a lot of respect for these 5 teams. Now the question that you're probably all wondering is it possible there can be a Leicester City in the Netherlands? Well, no, probably not. But you never know what can happen. Nobody expected Leicester City to win the English Premiership that one time, so you just never know. Either way, get to bet365.com. And the top flight of Dutch football kicks off this Friday, the 11th of August. The opening game, you got ADO Den Haag hosting FC Utrecht. Odds here show 21-10 for Den Haag, 12-5 for a draw, 5-4 for Utrecht. Then on Saturday, the 12th of August, you got PSV Eindhoven hosting AZ Alkmaar. That'll be an excellent matchup. You do not want to miss that one. Odds here show 4-11 for PSV, 4-1 for a draw, 13-2 for AZ Alkmaar. Also on that same day, VVV Venlo hosting Sparta Rotterdam, 5-4 for VVV, 23-10 for a draw, 11-5 for Sparta Rotterdam. Also on that same day, here's where you have the David vs. Goliath matchup. Heracles will be hosting Ajax Amsterdam. Odds here show 6-1 for Heracles, 10-3 for a draw, 4-9 for Ajax. Last match of that day on Saturday, Vitesse will be hosting NAC Breda. 8-15 are the odds for Vitesse, 16-5 for a draw, and 19-4 for NAC Breda. And on Sunday, the 13th of August, 4 more fixtures that day. You got PEC Zwolle hosting Roda JC. Odds here are 17-20 for Zwolle, 13-5 for a draw, and 3-1 for Roda JC. Feyenoord will host FC Twente. Odds here are 1-4 for Feyenoord, 9-2 for a draw, 11-1 for Twente. Willem II will be hosting Excelsior. Odds here show 19-20 for Willem, 13-5 for a draw, and 13-5 for Excelsior. Last but not least, FC Groningen will be hosting Heerenveen. Odds here show 6-5 for Groningen, 5-2 for a draw, and 21-10 for Heerenveen. And for those of you huge Dutch football fans, forgive me on my pronunciation. Like I said, get to bet365.com. The Eredivisie is getting started this weekend. You do not want to miss the action. And before we continue, make sure you check out our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. On our website, you have easy access to the Bookmaker 101 Basics. That includes steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Our Bookmaker Guide is available to download. Read through it at least 2 or 3 times. Remember, I want you to become an expert on this whole entire online sports betting process. And remember, we have betting strategies, tips. Don't forget about our A to Z sports betting lingo. Remember, you may not sound like an expert just yet, but keep on listening to the Bookmaker Podcast. Check out our website, and you'll be good to go. All right, I know you are all excited about the start of the 2017-2018 English Premier League season. Of course I am as well. Who are the teams that have just been promoted from the championship? Those 3 teams are Huddersfield Town, Brighton and Hove Albion, and Newcastle United. And for Newcastle, they're actually one of those teams that has a habit of going back and forth from EPL to championship and vice versa. I'm sure they're going to want to stay in the English Premier League, but we'll see how that goes. And I'm on 10bet.com. That's www.10bet.com. I know you want me to get straight to the fixtures immediately, but let's see which teams are favored to go all the way. As in, which team is favored to win the 2017-2018 English Premier League. 3 teams at the top here, according to 10bet.com. The favorite is Manchester City. Payout here shows 2.75. Next, you got Manchester United, 4.50, and Chelsea, 4.50 as well, the defending champions. Things may change throughout the season, but for now, if you want to get to 10bet.com and place a wager on your favorite team, don't waste any time, get to 10bet right away. And if you feel like going for the heavy underdog, 3 teams at the very bottom, the payout here shows 1,501. Those 3 teams are Brighton, Burnley, and Huddersfield Town. So if you feel like living dangerously, go for it. And the opening game for the 2017-18 English Premier League season takes place on Friday, the 11th of August. That opening match, Arsenal will be hosting Leicester City. Odds here show 1.50 for Arsenal, 4.50 for a draw, and 6.70 for Leicester. Next, let's see what's going on Saturday, the 12th of August. Watford will be hosting Liverpool. 6.10 here for Watford, 4.25 for a draw, and 1.55 for Liverpool. Not a surprise there, Liverpool is looking good. Next you got Chelsea hosting Burnley. Odds here show 1.22 for Chelsea, 6.35 for a draw, and 15, ouch, for Burnley. Maybe they could find a way to pull off an upset, but will be tough at Stamford Bridge. Crystal Palace will be hosting newly promoted Huddersfield Town. Should be a good one there. 1.80 for Crystal Palace, 3.55 for a draw, and 4.85 for Huddersfield Town. Everton will host Stoke City. 1.66 for Everton, 3.80 for a draw, and 5.60 for Stoke. Southampton will be hosting Swansea City. 1.60 for Southampton, 3.95 for a draw, and 6.05 for Swansea. West Bromwich Albion will be hosting Bournemouth. Odds here show 2.45 for West Brom, 3.20 for a draw, and 3.10 for Bournemouth. Brighton and Hove Albion have a tough task ahead of them, but fortunately they will be playing at home, but they'll be facing Manchester City. Odds here show 11 for Brighton, 5.40 for a draw, and 1.30 for Manchester City. Looking forward to that one. You just never know what will happen on opening day. Then on Sunday, the 13th of August, only got 2 games that day. Newcastle will be hosting Tottenham. Odds here show 5.15 for Newcastle, 3.95 for a draw, and 1.68 for Tottenham. Last but not least, Manchester United will be hosting West Ham United. Payout here shows 1.29 for Manchester United, 5.50 for a draw, and 11.50 for West Ham United. Heavy underdogs there, but you just never know how things are going to go in the English Premier League. So make sure you get to 10bet.com. That's www.10bet.com. The English Premier League is here. I hope you're ready. And with that, we have run out of time for this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Really do appreciate the support. make sure you go to our website. The address is www.bookmakerinfo.com. That's bookmaker-info.com. Remember, I want you to take your love of sports to the next level. I hope you enjoy the English Premier League matches this weekend. And remember, you can leave your hat on.
This has been the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please show some love by subscribing to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. Till next time, this is Mr. Bookmaker over and out.